Hello esports fans, and welcome here to this game of StarCraft that was found on reddit.com/r/castit. I will be your host Thaco, and we will see spawning here in the upper right hand position of Neoplanet S as our red Protoss player, it is NinjaDuckBob. And his opponent in the bottom left hand position as our blue Zerg player, it is Renegade. And this will be a PvZ in which we have seen NinjaDuckBob grab that pylon down at his wall off and then send out a very early scout. I would guess that he's just making sure that Renegade hasn't done anything crazy, tossed down an extra early pool or anything, just doesn't want to get caught off guard by any surprises. And then he can also, we see that he has the rally point set here to grab that hatch block, but he's not actually seeing anything down here in the base. And it just got mobbed and destroyed by those drones. That poor probe didn't even stand a chance. And back home behind this, we see that NinjaDuckBob is tossing down that gateway at his wall off. Gonna be going for most likely that expand on the low ground there, get that economy rolling nice and early, which is a safe play against... No, going for two gateways. Okay, that's not what I saw coming. And the expansion would have been a safe play against Renegade here, because Renegade went for his hatchery first as well. Not as well, because NinjaDuckBob tossed down the gateway. But Renegade grabbing that very early... Not early. Grabbing that... Actually, that is pretty early hatchery. He grabbed it on 15? No, 16, because then he... 15 would have built that, 14 would have built the spawning pool, bringing him down to 13 supply. Okay, so that was pretty standard timings all around, except for these gateways that are turning out zealots right now. No cybernetics core on the way, so warp gate's not going to be a thing for a little while. NinjaDuckBob just putting on that early aggression, but deciding not to proxy the two gateways, so instead his zealots are going to have to run all the way across the map. I guess this is more of a long-term play out of NinjaDuckBob. If this fails, they're back home. He has a wall off. He has a backup plan. So he's just, you know, he's going half-hearted in on this zealot rush here right now. But there is nothing back home yet to defend for Renegade. We don't have queens on the map. We don't have any Zerglings. Zergling speed is on the way, but Zerglings aren't going to stand up to Zealots. Zealots are going to tear through Zerglings. But the thing is that Renegade even knows about it. He knows about one of the gateways building Zealots. But I believe he's seen enough Zealots moving through that Overlord's line of sight that he knows there needs to be at least two gateways there. And, you know, in fact, there are a maximum of two. And these Zealots are just starting to hack away at this hatchery. There are Zerglings being produced now, but these Zerglings aren't going to... Zerglings aren't going to do anything against three Zealots. They're just going to get destroyed. What they need to do is they need to keep the Zerglings need to keep the Zealots off the Queens, because the Queens are what's going to be able to do the damage here and kill the Zealots. And it is working pretty well right now. The first Zealot should fall to the Zerglings. It has fallen. Second Zealot has its shields taken off, but those two Zerglings are going to just fall to the Zealots. The Queen needs to be attacking her. The Queen is the one that will get the necessary damage done. Second Zealot falls, and the third Zealot will fall as well. But a lot of Zerglings were lost in that play. And behind this, NinjaDuckBob no longer sending Zealots across the map. He saw what was up. He's not going to go for any more aggression. Renegade just making sure there weren't any proxy pylons. But that would have been a very early warp gate timing in addition to that many Zealots being brought out across the map. The Forge and the Cybernetics core are on the way. Simulators are being built up in the main base. Probes are being chrono boosted out. Behind this, NinjaDuckBob is going to go for start building up that tech, going for the longer play. And what I thought might have been a wall originally wasn't. He can slide small troops out through there. Not sure if larger troops are going to be able to fit. And now we see that the Zerglings of Renegade are going all across the map, trying to find everything. They want to make sure that there aren't any hidden proxied gateways around the map, because that is often a proxy play when you're going with those Zealots attacking like that. But we saw NinjaDuckBob didn't decide to go for that proxy play this game. Instead, he is building all of that in his main base, playing very safe. And during that attack, we actually saw a Roach Warren go up for Renegade. He's starting to grab those evolution chambers, wants to get those upgrades, but does not have the income to go off more than one evolution chamber right now. So we see him very wisely grab just one evolution chamber, and he will start getting upgrades out of that. And that works out actually perfectly, because we saw NinjaDuckBob only build one forge. So both players will be getting equal numbers of upgrades if we see Renegade start building them. The first level ground upgrades are on the way for NinjaDuckBob. No upgrades have started yet for Renegade, but Renegade is going to be he's actually caught up quite well in the income category. He is down 3-4 harvesters, and that is a bit of an issue when you're Zerg. You do not want to be behind harvesters to a Protoss player. Protoss, if a Protoss gets a high income, they are going to just devastate their opponent, because they can get those very just amazing high-tech units out so much earlier. So it's very important for the Zerg player to make sure that they can stay ahead on income and ahead in unit count. And that is not something we see Renegade is able to do right now. He's actually behind in supply count, behind in harvester count, and even behind in income. No, ahead in income. No, sorry. Zerg is behind in income. Protoss is ahead in income. That's just not a good situation to be in as the Zerg player. But the perfect answer to that was, I believe I saw a building. Yes, there it is. There is the Nidus Worm. That Nidus Worm is going to allow Renegade to just bring units forth into an area of the map that NinjaDuckBob was not expecting. And that is going to be a hugely important play for him right now. We even see this Overlord moving across the top of the map, trying to get in position. He wants to bring it right there. That is the perfect Nidus Worm placement right now in this game. Everything is down at that wall off. Even now the forces are moving out a little bit. If that Overlord could just move a touch faster, it would be amazing. That Overlord needs to get in position. If that Overlord gets in position and that Nidus Worm comes out undetected, that would just be beautiful. That would be a thing of beauty to see that Nidus Worm come onto this map. Especially a lot of roaches being produced right now. We do see, I believe, a single Immortal on the map right now. Two Immortals are on the map for NinjaDuckBob. They are going to do well against the roaches, but the Nidus Worm Overlord is in position. He has the vision he needs. He can bring it out. But does he know about the army of NinjaDuckBob that is moving out across the map at this moment in time? That third base is going to be forfeit. The Nidus Worm does go down. Oh, if Renegade sends his troops out across the map, this could just get crazy. There is no Mothership Core. There is no recall for NinjaDuckBob's army. He is making this play right now. The third base does fall. Not even a cancel there. And where is the army for Renegade? The army for Renegade is still here. He's still behind in supply. He is now ahead in supply, but a lot of that is in roaches that are still under morphing. Not under construction, under morphing. And they will attack here into this Spy Crawler, but the Spy Crawler will fall. Force fields will force the roaches back, not allowing the roaches into a good firing position, but that also means that the Zealots get picked off almost for free. Even units on the high ground here coming down and attacking. This is not the world's greatest engagement angle for NinjaDuckBob, but he is making it work. Not really, though. A lot of his troops are falling. Those Immortals are just what has to get the effort done here. They have to do the maximum amounts of damage, and they are. They have 9 kills combined. The Stalkers as well, getting a lot of damage done. Oh, most of the roaches have fallen. The drones have been pulled off the line. And Zergling sweeping in from behind, trying to take out those Immortal shields. Because once those Immortal shields have fallen, they lose that hardened shield upgrade, and the roaches will at that point decimate them. NinjaDuckBob not taking the smartest engagement there. And there was even a counterattack up here that just destroyed this Nexus. I did miss that. I'm very sorry about that. There were Zealots that were morphed in to take care of it, and they did not get the job done. That base fell. That is why NinjaDuckBob and Renegade seemed a little distracted in that last engagement. I just got so focused on it. That Nidus Worm did its job, though. That has brought Renegade just into the forefront of this game. This is now, at this point, it's going to be a tooth and nail fight for NinjaDuckBob to get back into it. He also really needs to reclaim his main base. And what is he tossing down? He's tossing a Stargate down in that exposed of a position. That is risky. He has his fully saturated, now second base, what I would have before said third base, now second after his main did fall. That is such an exposed Stargate. I wonder if what he's trying to say with it is, look at me, I'm going airplay, defend against it, and then won't go airplay. But it will fall in the first attack. So he cannot rely on airplay. And there's another Nidus Worm going down here in the middle of the map. Just shortening that attack and retreat path for Renegade. That cannot be stressed enough. Especially when you're going for this Swarm Host play that we see him going for a little bit right now. Does he have the Enduring Locust upgrade? He does not. That is why he really needs to shorten that supply attack. And a single Swarm Host? Though there are two more behind it. Do not quite like that attack. It will get some damage done. Can it get enough done? There aren't observers here. These Nidus Worm almost falling there. These Swarm Hosts getting more damage done than you would have thought they could have at this point. It's about 3 kills combined on them at this time. Killing off all the Zealots, getting a lot of damage done. And as it's stated, there is no such thing as an efficient trade against the Swarm Host. Unless you have detection on them, you cannot trade efficiently. Because even if you've killed the Locust, they did damage to you. And you didn't do damage to the Swarm Host itself. There are no efficient trades with a Swarm Host. But they pulled back, he got all 3 out, and the Nidus Worm does fall. NinjaDuckBob holding in tooth and nail at this point. Again, getting that supply lead, just killed off a lot of roaches in that attack. That was a good He didn't trade efficiently versus the Swarm Hosts, but he traded efficiently against the roaches. And now we see that Renegade has to do something about the Void Ray. And, you know, proved me wrong. The Stargate held up through that initial attack. And I don't even believe it was revealed. He saw the... Oh, there's another Nidus Worm in the main base. This is just Renegade just throwing Nidus Worms at his opponent, getting those attacks done. And this time, NinjaDuckBob is once again going to attack through it. He's going to force the awkward situation on to Renegade. Do I defend or do I attack? And that would be a much better choice for NinjaDuckBob if he had a Mothership Core and could retreat. But Locusts are going to lay siege to his main base. To his natural, through his main base. And NinjaDuckBob is going to attack at this point, taking out those Spine Crawlers while the Locusts whittle away at his main base. I believe we still do not see the Enduring Locust upgrade even started, so the Swarm Hosts are going to have to reposition and get themselves down just above this ramp if they want to be efficient. And it looks like all of the Spine Crawlers have fallen. And NinjaDuckBob is going to attack this natural base. All of the drones have been pulled out, and NinjaDuckBob will sack the natural, forcing Renegade down to a single base for his economy. But those Locusts are starting to lay siege to the natural expansion of NinjaDuckBob. NinjaDuckBob still does not have observation down here at his natural expansion. He does not have any way of detecting those Swarm Hosts. He cannot take them out. And that puts us in that situation I was talking about where you cannot trade efficiently with a Swarm Host without detection. Especially because this time, Renegade is not bringing those roaches down. He's not attacking with them. He's even just bringing those Swarm Hosts a little closer, little closer. But here's the question. Can he do all this before NinjaDuckBob destroys his main base? NinjaDuckBob is doing massive damage to the base of Renegade. Renegade decided that the perfect place for his new base, NinjaDuckBob's old base. Not mined out yet, low on minerals. And it's going to be a very hard, actually a pretty easy position to attack up into. One of the worst defensive units in the game is the Swarm Host. Because it's a cyclical unit. It has to attack on a pattern. And if you can get in there between Locust spawns, you're going to destroy the Swarm Host themselves. But they are starting to whittle away at everything that was here. They even took out the robotics facility. That was a great pickoff for Renegade. Without that robotics facility, NinjaDuckBob cannot train an observer. And without an observer, NinjaDuckBob cannot kill the Swarm Host. He has to find an answer to that. There are no more structures except for this base up in the upper right-hand position for Renegade, and soon to be this spawning pool. NinjaDuckBob needs to get another robotics facility down, and he needs to kill off those swarm hosts. He is no longer trading efficiently with them. The cybernetics core is in danger of falling. Renegade needs to kill that. Oh, he needs to prioritize that over the cannons. He has killed it off. Now they can't even get stalkers. He's on zealots. Zealots are the unit of choice right now for NinjaDuckBob. Not even of choice, of force. I guess he could go for air. But this base is going to fall. NinjaDuckBob has nothing to defend his natural expansion. He is solely reliant on his now soon-to-be only base in the middle right-hand position. And what, I mean, sure, that's great. And it's going to take a while before Renegade can kill off enough here at the natural to want to take that as a base. And why would he? These minerals are almost all mined out. He's going to bottleneck Renegade up into this base, which is also almost mined out. This is going to become an incredibly low econ late game. This is just an absurd position to be in. Zerglings, these zealots, are what we might see here if another cybernetics core doesn't go down. But there is still no observation to take out these swarm hosts. And again, he cannot trade efficiently with them. Let's just make sure there is no observer. There is no observer. He needs to get another cybernetics core down. He has the money for it. He needs to do something about those swarm hosts. And taking out these queens is going to be very difficult because they're both full energy queens. They can transfuse each other. The immortals have fallen. The zerglings are taking everything out. The locusts are taking everything out. You cannot trade efficiently against swarm hosts without detection. Not to sound like a broken record, but it's something NinjaDuckBob needs to think about. NinjaDuckBob needs to get that robotics facility down. The zealots are again coming out in mass. He's getting the void rays. The void rays are going to be good against the queen, but there are a lot of spore crawlers on the field right now, which are going to prevent those void rays from attacking into the swarm hosts. And we see this base will fall. There's no longer any mining capability at this base. And it would be, honestly, he would get some money from it, but it would cost almost as much to establish base here for Renegade as it would to effectively mine out of it. But all of the production of NinjaDuckBob is going to fall, and that is costly for Protoss. But NinjaDuckBob has the answer. NinjaDuckBob knows that if his main base falls, if all his infrastructure falls, he's going to need a lot of income to fix that. So he grabs both of the high yields. Both of the high yields will soon be NinjaDuckBob's because he is starting to mine low here at his only mining base. He's getting those structures back on the field. Double forges on the way, cybernetics core on the way. He needs to start getting more gateways if he wants to produce more units in this game, because these gateways will fall very, very soon. These zerglings are actually at this point starting to do pretty well against the zealots. Both field armies just with the 1-1 upgrades, and the zerglings deciding that this is the time. We need to do massive damage. We are going to take out all of the probes. The probes have fallen. Our opponent can't mine, and we can get the advantage, but they are forced back. You know, I think 1 or 2 probes were killed there. Not the most largest number. This is it. This is it. Will these zerglings spot these 2 expansions? And they do. They find both of the high yields. They kill off the probe that was building both of them. And the army, this is his choice for NinjaDuckBob. Does he defend these or does he let them fall? It looks like he's going to let them fall. His army is not coming over. The first one will fall before any reinforcements can get there. Will he defend the second one? Looks like he's going to send zealots over to take out these zerglings. He wants to keep at least one of the high yields on the map for himself. And the first one falls. The second one, there should be enough zealots here to defeat those zerglings, but all of his gateways are unpowered. He cannot produce more units at this very pivotal moment in time. He's getting that robotic facility down. He has a lot of troops here defending his base. He is also now has cleaned up those zerglings, but he cannot at this time produce any more units. The Hydralisks are back on the field, but Hydralisks without anything to tank for them will fall instantly to those zergling zealots. It's going to be a tough position for Renegade. Renegade even tossing down that macro hatch. Renegade does not quite have the income to pay for a macro hatch. He needs to get a second base established, and it looks like from the direction of his creep spread, he's going to try to take this almost, I think actually completely fresh base in the middle top position. There's another Stargate going down for NinjaDuckBob. NinjaDuckBob going to commit to that Void Ray play. NinjaDuckBob is going to have to deal with those Hydralisks. Hydralisks, I mean, they're great at taking out Void Rays because they can kill air, but I feel like Hydralisks with prismatic alignment will do a lot of damage to the Hydralisk. And in the numbers that both sides have, I think the Hydralisks should survive and come out ahead, but it will not be the most efficient trade for the Hydralisks. There's now mining starting to go on here at this base. These Zerglings almost have to stay here to defend against Zergling attacks. I won't even call them counterattacks at this point, just attacks. Because, you know, it is his side of the map, but it's also kind of Renegade side of the map. Nothing going on the left-hand side of the map. Just, you know, this clump of Overlords chilling. The Hydra's abusing that high ground position. No mining can go on here at this side. And they are once again attacking into this very vulnerable gateway cluster. There's nothing. NinjaDuckBob not deciding to defend these. NinjaDuckBob going to try to do it with just these Zealots. NinjaDuckBob cannot deal with those Locusts at this point. The Locusts are just getting too close. The Locusts are laying siege here to this now main base of NinjaDuckBob. And he just cannot quite defend it. His SimCity not quite the best for getting his own units around. And it's just meaning that Renegade can pick off any unit that he chooses at any moment in time. He cannot mine here at this awesome high yield because these Hydralisks can just park themselves right here, destroy everything. And both of the Void Rays do fall. The Hydralisks just taking them out almost instantaneously. The Colossi going to get caught out in front. The Colossi going to take the shots from those Locusts, getting a little shield damage done there. Not going to fall yet. Do we see an Observer on the field yet? At some point, he's going to need to get one of those, take out those Swarm Hosts. We do not yet see an Observer. And those Zealots just melting to the Locusts. The Locusts doing such good damage at this point. What do the Locusts have as far as upgrades are concerned? Still just 1-1 for both armies. Not a lot of income has been able to be spared for upgrades in this game. That Colossus needs to fall back behind the lines till its shields regenerate. It needs something to tank some of those shots, because there are not a lot of units for NinjaDuckBob to tank any of those shots. We see a third Colossi now being produced. Almost no mining going on here for NinjaDuckBob. That base is almost completely mined out. But conversely, Renegade's base is completely mined out. He is long-range mining from the almost mined-out base of NinjaDuckBob. He needs to get this expansion over here down, but he has no income. He has almost no money. What's he getting? He's getting 300 of income a minute. Not producing anything right now because he has 28 income, or 28 minerals. But he is just picking away at all of the units of NinjaDuckBob. NinjaDuckBob just has almost nothing here to defend. He's having such a hard time with these Swarm Hosts. These Swarm Hosts just raking in the kills. Racking up the kills and raking them in at the same time. And even now, this is an incredibly aggressive play, especially because, what do we see in production? That so pivotal Observer. Once that Observer is on the field, I feel like we're going to see a very aggressive play out of NinjaDuckBob. He's going to be able to push up. You want to do it not at the same time as those Locusts are down. He wants the Locusts to take out buildings. He wants the Locusts to waste themselves. And taking out the... yeah, that was a bit of a misclick there. He needs to take out those Hydras. Those Hydras can do a lot of DPS to the Colossi, but they will not kill the Colossi before the Colossi kill them. And we see that there are another Locust spawn. Renegade doing an amazing job making sure that he's alternating Locust attack, Hydralisk attack, Locust attack, Hydralisk attack. Not giving any time to NinjaDuckBob to get his push in on this map. He still has a lot of minerals. NinjaDuckBob can get an attack done here. And he is just on the tail end of a Locust spawn. He is not going to be able to do it. Colossus might fall. That Colossus has 15 hit points and it barely survives. Those Hydralisks are going to prioritize that Colossi at this point in time. There are nothing to defend for these Hydralisks. 3 Stalkers are on the map right now. 3 Stalkers and 3 Colossi. That Observer has survived this long. The Observer has fallen. That's painful. That Observer must have found it and killed it off. The Hydralisk now deciding that this base just needs to fall. We cannot afford our opponent to have that. NinjaDuckBob has no mineral income at this point in time. This is done. Does he even have Harvesters? He has 4 Harvesters. So the 21 Harvesters of Renegade. He is down almost 60 supply. This is just not a fun position to be in for either player on such a low econ game. Every unit means so much, and a lot of these Hydralisks are going to fall right now. 2 of them have fallen. Looks like a 3rd and a 4th might fall with a single Stalker falling. The third will fall. Looks like all of these Hydralisks will fall to the cost of a single Stalker. You need to be incredibly cost efficient, but the last base of NinjaDuckBob is under siege. If all of these structures do fall, he has nothing else. There's a single Colossi here to defend them. The Colossi will, 2 Stalkers have also now warped in to defend these very precious gateways. But you know what? These gateways aren't going to be too precious for too long, because NinjaDuckBob has no way to rebuild anything. He has 5 minerals left. What we see on the map right now for NinjaDuckBob, this is it. This is the end of NinjaDuckBob's production. Renegade is the only one who can produce things from this point on, and even he cannot produce much. And what does he choose to do with his crucial income? He goes for the Spire. You want to go for those Mutalisks. Or maybe the Corruptors, take out the Colossi. I feel like the Mutalisks would be a better choice, though, because they're more versatile. They can take out the ground and the air. And NinjaDuckBob just going to go for a full-on counter swing. Going to try to go up into that main base and start taking things out. Tries to take, first thing he's going to go for, Spine Crawler. Takes out the Spine Crawler. The Hydralisks are coming back now to try to take out everything behind him. But they cannot. It's going to be a very hard position to attack into. The first Spore Crawler falls. The Spore Crawlers can shoot the Colossi because they are considered an air unit. And a lot of those Hydralisks fell in that foolish attack there. A lot of the production looks like it might fall off here for Renegade. NinjaDuckBob getting the damage done that he needs to. He outpositioned the Swarm Host. That is what happens when a Zerg player goes Swarm Host, is it then becomes the Protoss' obligation to become mobile. The first Colossi does fall, though. The second Colossi on almost no health. The second Colossi falls. Third Colossi is not looking good here. The third Colossi is under fire. The third Colossi will fall momentarily. The third Colossi is down. The last Stalker is down. There are no units on the field for NinjaDuckBob. Renegade and NinjaDuckBob both GGing each other. And that's it. Yeah, NinjaDuckBob is out of the game. That was just... NinjaDuckBob held on so long in the face of that Swarm Host Hydralisk play. It's heartbreaking to see him fall there. But in the end, Renegade had the stronger composition. Renegade, with that crazy Nidus Worm play, taking out bases, getting into those back corners, just doing massive amounts of damage, was able to defeat NinjaDuckBob, who from such a strong early position did eventually fall. And in the end, it all comes down to that Swarm Host play. Well, that wraps up our game. Congratulations to Renegade on that just very, very drawn-out, aggressive win. I have to say the last 10 to 15 minutes, which is all combat. Just Renegade laying siege to bases, just attacking NinjaDuckBob. NinjaDuckBob with the incredible holds, but in the end, he was no match for Renegade's Swarm Hosts. So again, congratulations to Renegade, and I hope you all join me for more games of StarCraft in the future. Thank you, good night.